So the rolling hills of northeast Ohio, so beautiful, especially for somebody who came from flatlands of Illinois. So beautiful and was so cheap back in the day, just 10 years ago. 10 years ago, anybody could afford a home around here, especially moving from a different state. This is right now in the Pepper Pike area of northeast Ohio, way on the east side of Cuyahoga County, kind of a favorite area where it feels almost like you're in the country. But now everything around here is totally unaffordable. Everything in areas all over the place are just becoming totally unaffordable. I had a co-worker who was an executor of an estate, and he had to deal with selling a house that I think was around 960 square feet in the town of Mayfield Heights. Thought he made a killing selling it for a little over $200,000, I believe. He sold it to a relative who knows somebody who flips houses, developer type of guy, and the developer had it for about 3 months, gutted it, flipped it for over $300,000. So that's what's going on around here. There's a lot of investors coming in, a lot of people from out of state looking for residences. They can come, well, just like me. They can come in, get a house that's very cheap relative to what they had in the other state. So now that's just happening to the 100th power. So as a result, everything's becoming unaffordable in the state of Ohio. In fact, I bought my place 10 years ago, cheap price. The price has basically gone up over 60% in that range. And I have to say it's based on the Zen estimates and the Redfin estimates, but based on what the houses on my block are selling for, just these ridiculous prices, I could believe it. And my property tax bill went up 55% in the span of 10 years. This is all totally unsustainable. I am now in Mayfield Heights. I will drive into that area where that house sold that my co-worker was telling me about. But I want to go through the pretty areas. This is Gates Mills Road. They have a lot of roundabouts in Ohio. I actually like the roundabouts. They're safer. There's no roundabouts in Illinois when I moved, but I noticed that they started putting roundabouts on Route 47 near the Elburn area in northern Illinois, or close to northern Illinois. God, I haven't been to Illinois for at least 2 years. I don't miss it. But this is Gates Mills now. very attractive, very expensive. Just to get a flavor for how nice it is in this area. Reminds me of a lot of areas in northern Illinois, specifically Barrington Hills. Then you get into the hoity-toity if you go further east into Hunting Valley. Ooh, that's really Barrington Hills. That's big bucks. There's a lot of walkers, cyclists in Ohio. People like to be outside in Ohio more than what I saw in Illinois, and that is attractive. Outdoorsy, that's kind of what drew me into the state. Parks are spectacular, but you do have to pay for them and your property tax bill. But to me, it's worth it. It's really worth it. So that's the property tax I'm willing to pay. So I bet these people are going to go down that hill. But I just wanted to drive through a little bit of this. Just let them go down their hill. A lot of cyclists come out early in the morning and take advantage of the relatively cool air. It's going to be in the 90s today, I think. But this is what I like, these areas. Some people like other things. Some people are drawn to more of urban. It's a little Chicago in Cleveland. It's got a lot of the same amenities, the same culture. But I think a lot of that's going to be lost, just like the old grittiness around places like Asia Town in Cleveland, the water towers, the brick, the old factories. I'm sure it's all going to be yuppatized, as I used to say, gentrified. All these people moving in, it's going to kill all that. And I was afraid this was going to happen, that all these people are going to move into Ohio and it's just going to become just like any other state, just sprawl. Everything, all the prices spiking. These people going to go up that big hill. Let's see what they do. Oh my God, they're going to go up this hill. So this is very attractive, and all I can say is I'm very fortunate that I found the areas in northeast Ohio with a similar terrain was of a reasonable price. If I had to buy it today, I would not buy it. It would be unaffordable because I don't like large mortgages. I don't like bills. I don't like having fixed costs to pay every single month. Let's say it that way. But now, just nobody can afford. And that's just the housing price. And the whole other controversy budding very quickly is the property taxes. It is just ridiculous. And I had a couple instances between the time I moved here in 2015 and now where my taxes went up 30% in 1 year. 1 year. Now this is approaching the Chesterland area in a new county called Geauga County. And this is where, if I had to do it all over again, I would have probably moved just because of the property taxes. The taxes are a lot more reasonable here in Geauga County as opposed to Cuyahoga County. Cops around. So I waved at the guy. Gotta really watch those cyclists. They're everywhere. So this is Chesterland. Very pretty country. Now this is approaching again Gates Mills, or maybe Russell. It's a town called Russell. I wonder what that guy was doing. Was he pissing in the weeds? Pissing in the weeds is a blast. Pissing in the weeds. One would love to just hit the gas on this road, but there are cops. And I wouldn't do it anyway, because there's cyclists at times. I'm not going to see them right away. Yeah, so this area is basically a lifestyle for those who like the outdoors. Again, it would be probably boring